Well, several months ago, this has been cast. For you, it's been a second. For me, well, quite some time. And this is really a lovely little ring. So what I want to do is two things. One, I want to remove the inner fleshings, the resin epoxy that was on the edges here. And second thing is I want to trim it. It's just a bit too thick and we can definitely trim it. So let's get the lathe here and let's get it going. Now this is quite delicate. And how do I hold it without, well, ruining it is kind of a challenge, let's call it. Okay, we're doing much better now. Got most of the fleshings, both internal and external. Should have done that in the first place. We still got about a millimeter here, roughly speaking. This is the closest gem here. Point it out to there. There it goes. And we got about half a mil till we get there, so I want to do a bit more. Let's say take 0.15 mil. Okay. So that more or less cleaned it up. Now this is, there's a bit of an edge there. So unless I reshape the whole thing, I'm not going to be able to do a lot. You can see we took mostly on one side, which was the raised area. That's fine, but I'd love to have it done on both sides. Still got this big blob of resin that's bugging me. And I don't want to mar it from the inside, so I think we got it. Okay. Let's get a parallel here. Don't have a parallel, but I have two bars of 6x4 that I bought for the compound rest. So let's use these as a reference, or one of these as a reference. Okay, let's push this against that. That's going to be a nice reference. Let's get that out. And I want to take a sliver off a bit more. Let's hope I won't slam into that gem. Okay. We're still safe. We're very, very close. Sadly, I don't have my magnification goggles, but we're close. Can still take it a bit more. Right, so this time we got the entire face turned, and that's good. That's really, really good. So let's try and round the outside. Oh, looks nice. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Rounded nicely. Okay, let's do the same for the inside. Still got some fleshings. I don't want to get there with a boring bar because of one reason and one reason only. This is not perfectly round. It's round-ish, not perfectly round. So, what are we to do? Well, first of all, you can see we got to polish this. As for internal fleshings, we'll have to just take a sharp blade and get those fleshings out. Yep, that was the last of them. Okay, well now we got a lovely ring. I don't feel anything there. Okay, let's mount it again. Turn it a bit smoother, rounder from the outside edges. And then we'll polish it. So we don't need the compound anymore. We don't need the tool rest anymore, that is. All we need is a file. Nice. Very, very smooth. Very smooth. Okay. Let's get that off. Now this is a fairly smooth ring, so we're going to coat it. I mean coat the lathe, not it. We're going to coat the lathe to protect it, and then we're going to use very fine buffing material and polishing material on the inside. Then we're going to flip it and do the outside. There goes my protective cloth. And if you have a lathe and you want to protect it, I highly recommend you do that anytime you use abrasives. And I got two magnets here, one on either side, that just hold on to my ways and make sure nothing flies off, because you don't want this flying off when the motor is on. That's going to be catastrophic, literally. Okay, so we have a piece of 2000 grit, and I'm going to start with it and finish with it. Anyway, that's about it. You don't need much more than that. It's already semi-clear. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe a little bit more on the face. Okay, that's nice and smooth. Feels very, very smooth. I can actually see the stones shining through it. We got this thing, which is peak, whatever. It says use a damp cloth, so we're going to be taking a piece of that. And I never used it in the past, so let's take a damp cloth, make sure it's a bit wet, give it a little bit of a shine. It's supposed to shine metals really, really nicely, and it costs peanuts in the local shop. I don't think we'll need that much. That's way too much for such a tiny item, and I wonder how it will work. So just smooth, feels very, very smooth, by the way. So we'll just apply it gently. Well, how do you do? Don't even wait to find out. Let's take it out. Looks nice and shiny, by the way. And clean it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not perfect. Pretty good. And we got a really cute little ring there. It's okay shiny, not really shiny. Okay, in that case, let's get my old DE. Right, this is diatomaceous earth in paraffin. Sorry, that was not paraffin. That was beeswax and mineral oil. Right, let's get a small piece of cloth there. This doesn't need to be wet because it's oily. And this is water-based. That's fine. We're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for smoothness. Right. This is sitting nicely. Take a dab of that. Okie dokie. How do we do? I don't know about you. Looks better to me. Okay. Looks very nice and smooth. Still not very super happy with it, but it's going to be okay. Now what I want to do is I want to do the inside. Now, if you're going to stick your finger inside a rotating chuck, you won't be pleased with it, and you will meet the emergency unit of your local hospital rather fast. Don't do that. So, we're going to get some help. This is too small for my finger. I can stick it in there. I really don't want to. Really. And I can get just plenty of work out this way. Okay, that's my fault, of course. I locked it very lightly. Okay, a bit stronger now. Okay, how are we doing? It looks nicer. Smooth. Either way, I can see the gems more clearly than I can see them outside. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that by hand. If you really insist on using your finger, just don't use the machine. Just do it like that. And just give it a nice sort of manual coat, just in case I missed something. We need to do the outside. He can't hold the outside of the chuck. Well, yes, you're right. We need a different chuck. Let's get to it. Well, if you don't know what this is a ring chuck. Basically speaking, I should have turned this thing a bit down in the diameter, and I will. But if you want to hold something, you just chuck it. And this thing. It's really easy to make. I've made it myself. Not sure I have a video on it. I think I do. I'm just going to take a small dab. And here we go. You know, that's really nice and smooth. I'm happy with that. This is pretty good. You can see the gems there. It should be the right size, because I've used a mold that's the right size. Considering the gems there, zirconia is not, you know, to be trifled with. It's a fairly tough gem. I can't really turn this down if I wanted to. So we're stuck with the dimensions of the pour. So had this been plastic and, I don't know, metal or soft material, flowers or whatever you want to include, confetti or whatever else, you could turn the inside down, just bore it with a boring bar. But this is not the case. So what I'm about to do is just let it be. It's a cute little gift. I think she'll like it. I hope she'll like it. I think one last thing before I go, and I'd really like to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And I want to give it's not a shout out, he has more viewers than I do, but this is inspired by Patrick Adair. He makes really gorgeous rings. And I had to try this one. So this is something he showed on his channel. I did it my way, and pretty much the way he did it, because well, that's the way it goes. And I'm really satisfied with the result. So I'm going to put a link, yeah, over there, down below. And I'm going to give you a link to his channel. Really interesting rings, really cool ideas. Go check it out if you like ring making. And I think if you guys are interested in making a ring for your loved one, really consider having a lathe. The lathe is, you know, you don't have to have a 5-foot beast. You can have a tiny one that fits in a drawer or something like that. And they're really as you've seen from my videos, really versatile, because you can really make anything you like. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Have a sweet day, and I'll be seeing you.